Welcome to Something Unoriginal. On today's episode, we're joined by Preston Stark, an outdoorsman. We talk about motorcycles, what to do well in Virginia, and how to spend your winter. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and rate the show. It helps us grow and keeps the episodes coming. Also, follow us on Instagram at Something Unoriginal Podcast so you never miss updates on the show. Thank you. Preston Stark,
How you doing?
homie from childhood.
Homies from childhood.
I'm so happy you're here right now.
Dude, me too. I'm stoked to be here.
We're in the
Thanks for
same
having me on.
third grade class,
Second grade, bro.
second grade class,
Second grade.
something like that.
We
I
did
don't
have
know.
third grade together, though.
We did have third grade together, that's
With
for
your
sure.
uncle, Mr.
So-
Pratt.
Yeah, Mr. Pratt.
The Mr. Pratt.
The Mr. Pratt.
You're Mr. Pratt now, too.
I am now Mr. Pratt.
I mean, you've been Mr. Pratt, but yeah.
Exactly. I've always been, yeah.
Big shoes to fill.
Big shoes. Real big shoes.
Yeah, well, he wasn't that big of a man, but.
He really wasn't. He's like 5'6", probably.
Oh, yeah, he's so small.
He's a tiny man.
Yeah, I think I, was taller than him in 6th grade.
Wouldn't have been a hard thing to
But
do.
he's a homie.
Yeah. Well, Preston Stark,
Mm-hmm.
here you are on the show, finally. I like to start these out with the Tell Me This now. We
Mhm.
started on episode 10. You are episode 11, so you are
Oh,
the second time
hell
doing
yeah.
a Tell Me This.
Okay.
Essentially what it is, my buddy Raul at work, he'll come up to me, give me two options, no context, just have to tell what I think about it.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've played any mystical like video games recently, but a lot of times you play with stat trees and stuff. Would you rather have max wisdom or max persuasion? Take your time.
And this is in the sense of I'm playing a game? Or
No, like in real life.
Okay, in real life.
Like
If I could
you
have
max out your stat for either one of them.
I think I would go for max wisdom
Okay.
because max persuasion seems aggressive,
It is a little bit aggressive.
and max wisdom seems a little bit more noble.
I'm with that.
But honestly, if I wasn't, if I was telling the truth, I think max persuasion does have its like benefits to it.
Yeah.
Not in the way of like taking advantage of, but like max persuasion also means like max. Like, you can basically almost be telepathic. Like, people can completely understand what you're trying to convey to them information-wise.
Totally.
Which is, that'd be a really cool power. So,
It's like, I honestly think there's a lot of bonus to that.
yeah.
Honestly. That's a big one.
Yeah, no, it is. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. I wonder if someone on this planet has maxed out their persuasion and wisdom bars, Like,
do you-
there's no more XP to gain.
There's no
They
way.
just, like Socrates.
Just
and
keep
they're just
leveling
like,
up.
Oh, shit, there's no more. They hit the ceiling.
Do you think that's who would be with max wisdom? He's probably pretty up
maybe
there.
Jesus. I don't know.
Jesus was definitely, he was born with max wisdom.
No,
let's
dude,
face
he
it.
had max persuasion.
He definitely had both. He just had maxed out
Oh, yeah.
stats all around.
Oh yeah, dude, he maxed out. No, I don't know. I definitely think some of those Greek philosophers were pretty up there on the wisdom side because, you just read their shit from 4,000 years ago and it hits truer today than it did back then. So
That's true. Still applies.
still applies.
And
yeah.
like on the head too.
Yeah,
pretty
quite a
good
bit
stuff.
later. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me it was more like, I was trying to think of my own baseline. I keep all of my baseline stats currently where I'm at.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm a semi-wise guy.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
I'm going to go with persuasion. I feel like most of my problems have to deal with financial problems, and persuasion fixes pretty much all of those.
Yeah, no, it would. You'd be a really good businessman if you had max persuasion.
You would. Plus, I think you can kind of turn it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
You
can
don't
turn it on
have
and
to be a
off.
dick all the time.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean you're a dick if you can persuade.
That's true. I just mean like manipulating people in bad ways a lot of times would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, no, that
you
would
know,
not be chill.
Yeah. So I feel like you could turn it off. Maybe not.
Yeah. Well, what would you do? Like, let's just say all of a sudden tomorrow you did have max persuasion.
Oh, first thing.
And you were like, okay, I'm going to get my financial needs like met. What's the first thing you're going to go do to go get those needs met?
It's a good question. I would start door-to-door sales.
Okay.
100%.
Pest?
Probably solar. Like,
Solar.
just-
okay.
the high profit margins right away.
Okay.
You're getting that shit installed lickety split.
Yeah, dude.
So
Well, you're familiar with the industry, I guess. Huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
I know the product. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can get
you
into
know
it.
the product.
Less
It's
about
also,
learning it.
not the worst thing to sell as far as like persuading people go green.
I would feel good about getting
Yeah.
solar on people's homes.
Well, the cool thing is if you could be max persuasion, you could persuade people to do like the good, because there's two parts of solar. We both know this.
Yeah, exactly.
There's solar where you become, you're on the grid still. You're just paying for your energy in a different way, or you could get those people off the grid.
That's
get
true.
Like batteries, get them.
That's probably more beneficial to the person too.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, I feel like, at the end of the day, you wouldn't feel that bad about, getting people independent energy power.
Yeah, totally. I think a lot of people would be more happy about it too, especially if you're providing them like a good service. You know what I mean? That's interesting stuff, man.
Yeah, dude, it really is.
Yeah,
it is.
You used to be an installer yourself. How
I did.
How does it feel getting out of the game?
Dude, getting out of the game, it feels all right. I mean,
it's been a while.
It's been a minute. It's been like 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, you've been gone for a hot minute.
Yeah, so like right around when COVID happened, that's when like right around the same time Utah changed their laws on their like with Rocky Mountain Power, like the energy company.
Yeah.
They changed their law, so there wasn't a lot of incentives back then to be getting solar. They've changed it back now, but back then it was really dead. Like the company I was working for almost like went under. They got bought out by like a bigger sister company or brother company.
We still serve them.
Yeah, Tefra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not Traverse anymore. It's Tefra.
Not anymore, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing good now though. They have multiple teams in Utah, right?
Yeah, I think they got three or four teams.
I heard that solar installer is one of the top growing fields, like growing jobs in America right now.
Really?
Installing solar, yeah, it's like one of the top 10 or something like that.
Do you want to try and get into that? Like managing teams more so? Kind of doing your own thing there?
No, I don't think I want to do solar anymore.
Oh.
Just because that I mean, you don't really, I don't know. I don't really feel whole. Like, I think doing the installs was fine, but sometimes,
sales
the
guys
customers,
and stuff.
I just felt like they were taken advantage of a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was in there like putting the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, you were the
You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, well, here's your solar.
Yeah.
Putting it up there, all my dudes. I had fun doing it because I got to work with my friends. Got to work with you.
Good times.
And I got to work with Logan and Cole and Dryden and my boss, even Steve. The owner, Steve Slimboski, Dryden's uncle. Yeah, he was super cool.
He owned it?
He owned Traverse.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he owned Traverse. Him and Bryce, they co-owned it.
How did Bryce and Slem meet?
Bryce and Slem met in high school. They grew up together in St. George.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they grew up together in St. George, and they've been friends for a long time. And then they actually had another partner who was like an electrician, but they bought him out early on.
Oh, interesting.
And then when that COVID thing happened, Steve's older brother, Jared Slemboski, owned Tefra. Then that's where they were getting all their solar leads from.
Oh, interesting.
And Tefra bought Traverse. So then they just got the installs in-house. And then now Steve and Bryce, they just manage the install part of that company. And now they've grown. I think they have like 2 teams in Colorado, 4 teams in Utah, 1 team in like Florida or something. I don't know. They're all
interesting.
Over the place now. Yeah, they're doing good.
I didn't know they were doing so much.
Yeah, no, they're doing great.
Friggin', I do stuff with them all day.
Yeah, they're killing it.
With my current job, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
I knew they were doing more business, which is good. But
yeah, no, they're doing more business all around. I think they're doing better.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
good for them.
I think their sales took off in Utah, and I think that might be because they changed the laws. The laws in Utah for Rocky Mountain Power and just like the way that you get your energy back from the grid is like basically what makes or breaks sales of solar.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if there was no grid or Rocky Mountain Power, I think the solar sales would be flying out the door.
Oh, for sure.
Especially, I mean, like back in the day, the government would even give you like tax write-offs, and they still kind of do, but I don't think even as good as they used to be.
Yeah, that's for sure. Plus, net metering has kind of just been slowly diminishing as time goes on. Though, have you heard what they're doing in California now?
No, I heard that they started some new bill where all new construction has to have like a certain amount of solar.
Yeah, something like that. Every new house that's built is like that. But they just passed another law. I don't know exactly when it goes into action or whatever, but apparently now you can't buy back power. Like they're getting rid of net metering, or it's so bad. It's so bad. You just it's not even worth getting solar without a battery. Yeah. And then obviously getting a battery is so much more expensive that it doesn't make any sense for a lot of people.
Yeah. And like just so we're on the same page, net metering is like when you produce, let's just say a kilowatt hour, you give that to the grid during the sunny months of the year. And then during the winter months of the year when you're not producing as much solar, you pull back from the grid, and usually you do. I mean, in the beginning, it's like a tit for tat. So you give them 1 kilowatt hour, in the wintertime you get one back. Then it turned, you give them one, they give you 90% of one back. And then it was, 80%, 70%, 50%. Now it's basically, it's zero.
It's almost nothing. Yeah.
So
thank you for explaining that, by the way. I got caught up in the moment there.
Yeah, well, I mean, some people, they just don't know. So,
Yeah,
like,
totally.
for the listeners that, yeah, no, it's a crazy thing because it used to be like a very awesome thing, but now it's like, why don't they still do that if we're trying to go green?
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy because it would make more sense just to keep on this, keep helping everyone out.
Yeah, I feel like it would strengthen the grid a little bit more. You know what I mean? So I got a couple things.
Let's go.
I want to talk to you about. I'm glad we talked about solar. We touched on that because I was a little curious, but
yeah, dude, solar.
You just got a new bike today.
Yeah,
you bought a new dirt bike.
I did.
Where'd you find it? And what's the plan with this thing?
Dude, I got a couple plans with it.
All right.
But I found it on the internet.
Okay. As you do.
Yeah, as you do. On KSL Classifieds in Utah.
Just pretty much our Craigslist here.
Yeah, which is like Craigslist here.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. But it's a Kawasaki KLX
really?
110L.
I don't know what any of that means.
So it's just a Kawasaki 110. It's kind of like I would say for like the age that they made that bike for, it's probably from like 8 years old to 14 years old.
Okay.
Kind of that window, depending on size and skill.
Yeah.
But
oh, like that age of person.
Yeah, that age of person.
Not age of bike. Okay.
Yeah, no, it is for children. No, they're built for children, and but they're pretty fucking fun, dude. They're really cool. Yeah. So the one that I got is a little different than like the standard one. So the standard ones, they don't have any. They don't have a clutch. Okay. They have 3 gears. It's basically one up to first gear is up on a shifter, second gear is up again, third gear. The one that I got has a little bit more travel in the suspension, so it's a little bit taller. Okay. And then it has a clutch, and it's got 4 gears instead of 3. So it's a little interesting. It's a little bit bigger. The reason I bought it is why not? I got a lot of buddies who have them, and now I think there's 8 of us now that have them. Oh, and heck yeah. Yeah, we're just going to go rally them this summer. We're excited. But there's a couple other reasons. I have always wanted to teach people how to ride motorcycles. I think, like I used to go on a lot of motorcycle trips. Been to like Canada, Mexico, all on a motorcycle. But
well, I knew you had a Husqvarna for a while.
Yeah.
Do you still have that Husqvarna?
No, I haven't had the Husky since before my mission.
No way. Yeah. I didn't know it's been that long.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I haven't had a Husky since
Not a touch, man.
2016. 2015.
Wow.
Crazy, yeah. Miss those bikes though. Those bikes are awesome.
Those are nice bikes.
Yeah, they were freaking insane. But I just like teach people how to ride, like my little sister, Liberty. I want to teach her how to ride. I want to take it on camping trips where like I can just throw it in the back of my truck and I can pull it out and let people go dink around on it. Like
small enough to travel with.
Yeah, it's small enough to travel with, small enough to like no one's gonna hurt themselves if they get on it. And it's really easy to teach people, and I want to teach people. Like that's the reason I got the one with the clutch, so we can teach people how to like ride, bigger bikes, and kind of hopefully go on from that small bike to a bigger.
So
bike.
You bought this less for you and more for
it. Yeah,
your
I bought
friends.
it for other people. Yeah,
that is so.
Yeah, I really didn't buy it for. I mean, a little bit for myself, but I mean, it'd be fun to take on dates, like teach people how to ride, go camping with it, just kind of like, just have like a little bike, They hold their value insanely well too. So
really,
I bought this one. Yeah, it's 2020.
Okay.
I bought it for $2,000. So,
that's it?
Yeah, $2,000.
Oh
barely been ridden.
Oof, that's nice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna take me? Because I've never been on a dirt bike.
Dude, I'll teach you. Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's why I bought it. Let's go.
That's why I've asked.
Yeah, you can use it whenever you want, dude. Yeah, I can. We can go out camping. We can get Meg on it. Get you on it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll teach you how to ride, dude. It's so fun.
I'm so inexperienced.
I want all my buddies to bite the bug and get the little itch for riding motorcycles. We can all get little bikes and go camping and stuff.
Oh yeah, man. No, that'll be nice. I've always wanted to learn. I've always wanted to dabble in that world. I've just never had the chance.
Dude, it's
never
so
had the
fun.
opportunity. So
well, here's your chance and opportunity.
It may get me to buy a bike.
You should get one.
I kind of have always dreamed of it, but again, I've never done it. So I've always been like, it doesn't make any sense for me.
Yeah, I got the perfect bike for you to learn. I'll teach you.
All right.
We can go out to the desert, and you can kind of just like go off and go do whatever you want to do.
Heck
You
yeah.
crash it, doesn't matter because it's literally like so small.
I
There's
got
no
you.
way you're gonna crash it. You stand up and your ass is gonna be 7 inches from the bottom of the seat.
Oh
So it's
yeah,
like, it'll be easy.
that's nice, dude. That's way nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so stoked for you.
When I moved to Virginia, I sold all my motorcycles. I had 3 motorcycles and I sold them all.
All of them? Did you sell the Aprilia too?
Yeah, I did. Super sad about
way.
it. Yeah.
You loved that bike.
I loved it. Yeah, dude.
So
I
for
thought I'd
those-
never sell it, and I sold it.
So for those that don't know what an Aprilia is or what I'm even talking about, will you explain? Because I didn't even know it existed until you bought it and you were like,
Yeah,
This is great.
Aprilia, it's a manufacturer. They make motorcycles. They're out of Italy. They've been making motorcycles for a long time. Kind of like I would say it's comparable to Ducati, if you know what Ducati is. Probably a little bit more rare.
more household name for sure.
Yeah, it's a more household name. But Aprilia they've been in MotoGP for a long time. They've won a lot of races. But I had the Aprilia Tuono, which it's an 1100. I had the V4 factory edition, so it had like all the upgrades on it with suspension and stuff. It actually was really cool. It had like all these computer systems in it, so it could like tell you could like record a lap, and it would tell you like how far you leaned over, like what your greatest lean over, like would record your lap times. It would like drop a pin on like where you started the lap and where you ended the lap, and it also would sync up to your phone, and you could like get all these other like
No
shit on it.
way.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. I mean, I never fucking used that stuff.
Well,
'cause
yeah.
I never went to the track on it. Just go up the canyon.
That's so
But
nuts,
it was
though.
awesome. It was 1100, and that bike was amazing. I miss it. I'll probably get another one. Not gonna lie, but
For sure.
yeah, it was a good bike. I had that bike, and I had a KTM 1090,
Okay.
and then I had a KTM 450.
Okay.
And that's the one I crashed at the Salt Flats. And then that
Oh,
KTM,
yeah.
the other KTM is the one I've taken to like Mexico, Canada, California, Washington, Oregon, like all over the
Just
West
cross
Coast.
country
Literally
bike riding.
all over, yeah, like every state in the West Coast.
How many times have you crashed?
Like serious times or?
Yeah, like where you laid down a bike.
Dude, probably like more than 50 times. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, like more than 50 times in my whole life, but I started
Yeah.
riding motorcycles when I was 5 years old, so.
Mind you, though, you never laid down the Aprilia. Like, there's bikes you've never.
There's bikes
you're
I've never
careful
crashed.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's bikes I've never crashed. I crashed my 1090, my big adventure bike, on a dirt road going up to like Silver Lake up American Fork Canyon.
Okay.
Just on that road, I crashed one time. Just kind of threw it down the road.
On the dirt or the pavement?
It was on dirt, so
it was up like almost to Silver Lake.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
almost to Silver Lake, just down a corner. I just blew out the back, and then that KTM 450, I crashed at the Salt Flats. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was the one.
And,
Do you still have scarring from that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I have tons of scarring from it. I actually had to go to the doctor the other day to go like check out my scarring.
Really?
Yeah, well, I was just wondering if just some of it was looking kind of gnarly, and I was just wanting to make sure everything was regular.
Totally.
So I had to like pull down my pants in front of this hot doctor, and her nurse assistant was like also kind of hot.
Oh,
And I was
man.
like, yeah, dude, my ass is like looking kind of gnarly, and I had to like pull down my pants
Yeah.
and like inspecting my butt. It's so funny. It's hilarious. Yeah, dude. But I mean, it is what it is. Crash. I mean, I've never broken a bone for crashing. Mostly just like road rash stuff. I probably wouldn't have any issues from that one crash at the Salt Flats if I had been wearing the proper gear. But yeah, dude, motorcycles aren't that scary, honestly. Like, I mean, I do know people who I think it's what it has to do with like if you crash a lot, it's like lack of experience and a little bit of throttle control. So a lot of the dudes I see crash is just like they're just going too fast, like honestly. And I mean, if you can control your throttle and keep your speeds down and just like do the basics, not be crazy, then you probably won't have that bad a time. But as soon as you get that need for speed and you think you can go 1,000 miles an hour all the time, then you eat shit and die, dude.
So once you build up that confidence,
Yeah,
that you
bro.
lose your cautiousness. Interesting.
That's why I bought the 110.
And that's why you bought the
Can't
110.
go fast on the 110.
Yeah, what's top speed on that thing?
40.
Okay, yeah, that'll.
Maybe 50 if
plenty.
you're in full tuck. And you're full tuck and going downhill with wind.
with the wind on your back.
Yeah, dude.
That's so funny.
Maybe get 50. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't pushed the capabilities. She's got 4th gear, so.
I mean, you've owned it for an hour, so.
I've owned it for an hour. I've ridden it for less than a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. And it was freezing cold and dark, so.
Yeah, not the best time of year.
Wasn't pushing her capabilities.
We'll figure it out though.
Yeah,
we'll push her to your limits.
Fastest purchase I've ever made. I showed up and I was like, I'll buy it. I was like, I'm gonna buy it. They're so awesome. I love motorcycles, but yeah.
Yeah, you've always been a huge motorcycle fan.
Yeah, dude, I've always had one.
You always go through these like stages of like getting really into riding sports, for example.
Yeah.
And then normally you'll give up on a few of them, but you've stayed strong with this one.
Oh yeah.
Longboarding, you went for a couple years there.
Oh yeah, dude, I was so into longboarding. I mean, longboarding's still fun, but a little bit risky.
For sure.
Yeah, but yeah, no, motorcycles, I'll probably be doing that till I die.
Heck yeah.
Godspeed, knock on wood.
That's like built into the Stark family though. Your dad's been riding motorcycles for
he's been riding
50
bikes.
years.
No, he actually started riding after he had me. So
really,
he started riding bikes when he was 45, I think.
No way.
Yeah, he he was helping he had a truck, and his buddy asked if he could use his truck to go drop off his motorcycle at the dealer to get work done on it. And when he was there, my dad drove him there and it was like helping him unload the bike out of the truck. And one of the sales dudes came up and was asking my dad what bike he had. Mm-hmm. And my dad's like, I don't ride motorcycles. Like, I'm into cars and stuff. He had like a Porsche or something back then. And he's like, oh, really? You got a Porsche, but you've never ridden motorcycles? And he was like, dude, Porsches are for pussies. Like, those bikes aren't. He's like, those cars aren't even that fast. Dude, eat a dick. Like, dude, my car's so fast. He thought he was so fast. And the guy at the dealership was like, well, how about you just go ride this bike and tell me if it's faster than your Porsche. And he gave him his helmet. He gave him like the dealer, the sales dude gave my dad his helmet and was like, dude, go take my bike out. You can go ride it. And it was a early 2000 Triumph Speed Triple.
Colby's bike.
Yeah, that's the reason Colby got that bike.
Was because of your dad.
Because my dad was like my dad's favorite bike, and I was like, dude, this is a good bike and they're cheap. Yeah. But
anyway, so
my dad took that bike around the block, and then turned it around and then put it in the back of his truck and bought it.
The same bike?
Same bike. He's like, all right, I'm buying it. Like, literally, he was like, this is the craziest shit ever. And then after that, he got heavily addicted to them. And at one point, he had, I'm going to drop some motorcycle names so it might go crazy. An MV Agusta F4, the Aprilia RSV4, the Ducati 1098, a Yamaha R1, and then that Triumph Speed Triple. And then I think he had like another bike, like a touring bike, all at the same time. My mom was so fucking pissed. She just like did not talk to him for like months. And then she was like, when are you going to stop buying all those bikes? He was like, well, if you just like, chill, maybe I'll sell a few. And then she kind of chilled out and he sold like 2 of them, but he still had like 4. But like all those bikes were like the top bikes at the time. They were like fine art, those Italian bikes that were coming out back then. And he'd like go through bikes all the time. He'd buy and sell them. But yeah, and then I got into it when I was really young. I think the reason I got into it when I was younger, because like when he was starting out riding, I was like 5 years old. Yeah. So like for Christmas, he got me like a Honda 50 on my 5th birthday, or my 5th Christmas. And it was like underneath the tree, and I lost my shit. I was like, hell yeah! I was like freaking out. And then since then, I've just always been into him.
Dang, that's cool, man.
Definitely came from my dad though. He's a baller.
Yeah, dude. Kev's the man.
He is the man. He's cool.
I like Kev a lot. He's a good dude.
He's a good guy.
For anybody that doesn't know Kevin Stark, get to know Kevin Stark.
Yeah, you gotta get to know him.
Gonna be pretty hard to get to know Kevin Stark.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah,
he's old. Yeah, he's 66 now.
Well, he's a busy man too. He stays on top of it.
Yeah, no, he's doing good.
Dope, man. Thanks for telling me more about bikes. I was really like, anytime. I wanted to know more.
Yeah, dude. No, I can go off on bikes. Like literally, whenever you want to talk bikes, I'm down.
I wish I knew more about bikes.
Well, like, what do you want to know about them?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I have like a very base knowledge, right? I know what MotoGP is. Mm-hmm. I know the difference between like,
because you like Formula One, huh?
I love Formula One, dude.
Dude, if you like Formula One, I think you love MotoGP. Like
just clips I've seen of MotoGP, I'm really into it.
Or Isle of Man. Do you know the Isle of Man races?
You showed me the sidecar racing in high school, and
Bro.
I want to go more than anything.
Dude,
that
we
is like
should
one
go
of the
to
number one
England
events I
and-
want to see.
Yeah, we should go to England and go to an Isle of Man race. They're like the craziest. If ladies and gentlemen, if you're at home after this podcast, literally
right
just
now.
go look up. What was that?
I said, or right now, just pause
I mean,
it.
yeah,
and go,
you could pause this video and just go look it up right now. But the Isle of Man TT races it's in England. It's like an island that's off the coast of England near Manchester, and it's probably going to be the craziest form of racing you've ever seen. Like people going quite literally like 185 miles an hour on a back road on an island,
Yeah.
and the whole racetrack is the island. The whole island shuts down for the day. The whole town just closes down the roads and watches the races, and every single year someone dies. Like it's guaranteed. They're going so fast, and yeah, it's wild. But Guy Martin, he's been out there for I don't even know, like 20 years. He's just been killing it. He's got these lamb chops. He's so cool. He's such a beast, yeah, dude. But yeah, dude, like Valentino Rossi. I mean, you know Lewis Hamilton, like all these guys.
Of course.
Like the big names, you get to know a little bit about their character and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the MotoGP is the same thing, but these guys like will crash into each other and just start beating the fucking shit out of each other after a crash, or they'll like purposely kick each other while they're riding.
Yeah.
And these guys are going like 150 miles an hour into a corner, and then they'll purposely kick someone in the face.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, dude. Or they put like curses on each other because they're all gypsies. No, I'm not even kidding. It's
That's
crazy.
so funny.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
I could just imagine like, I don't know, the equivalent of like Fernando Alonso, like throwing a curse on Lando Norris and just being like, yeah, you're screwed now for the rest of the race.
Oh yeah, no, they don't give a shit.
That's so funny, man. Have you dabbled in Formula One at all?
Dabbled in it, like gotten into it.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't, honestly.
Come by for like the Miami GP. We're gonna get some.
I would
together.
love to. I want to go to a Formula One race.
Come with us to Austin or Mexico City this year. We haven't decided which one we're gonna go to, but
yeah, either one I'd be interested in learning more about and maybe potentially going, because they're coming into Las Vegas here soon, right?
They are.
Tickets are like sold out.
Tickets are $1,700 currently.
Oh, that's nothing. I'm just kidding.
I don't know what A Plus Garage Doors is paying you, but apparently it's way better than anything I'm getting.
No, dude, that's crazy.
Dang,
$1,700.
Yeah, it's expensive
for a one-time race, and that's probably like the average seating or average.
That is the cheapest ticket you can get right now. Yeah.
The cheapest ticket, yeah.
Well, the day that tickets were released from Formula One, because they're sold out on Formula One website.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, F1's website.
Yeah.
So all the tickets that you have to buy now are all like the Ticketmaster kind of like second party ones. You know what I mean?
Which is lame.
Either by scalpers or whatever.
Hate those guys.
On the day that tickets went live on F1, they were like $2,700. Was the only ones I could find.
What?
All the other cheaper tickets were sold out, and I'm pretty sure they were still like $1,500 a piece.
Weren't some people just not getting tickets and getting balcony rooms?
There's a little bit of that, but those rooms are like $3,000
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't though.
I don't know exactly.
I've heard
when
of
they had
people,
changed and stuff.
Dude, I think you know Skylar Tolley.
Yeah.
I swear, I think he was talking to me about something like that. Like his buddy got some balcony room a long time ago, and they just knew that Formula One was going to happen because they kind of had some insider trading, and now they're just like got this sick spot for so cheap.
I'm so jealous.
Dude, it'd be so sick. Well, I mean, we could just plan it for next year or something.
Let's do it.
Get a balcony.
Let's do it.
I mean, if it is $3,000, split it between how many dudes?
That's true. It depends on the room you're getting.
5 dudes.
Yeah,
it's
if you
like,
get
dude,
5 of us,
okay, I'll spend.
That's way cheaper.
$300. Easy.
Yeah, for sure. That's actually
I didn't
pretty
do
good
that
idea.
math very good. I don't know how much that would be.
Vegas though, so Vegas will be interesting because it is a street track.
Yeah.
Compared to like obviously Austin, Texas, it's gonna be like 550, but it's a track.
Yeah. It's a
at the Circuit of the Americas. So.
Yeah, that's where MotoGP is too. That's
at COTA.
Yeah.
Have you been?
No, I want to go, but because MotoGP comes, I think it's like the same time they're doing South by Southwest.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool to go.
Interesting.
Yeah. Super.
Explain what South by Southwest is.
It's like a
motorcycle
big,
show.
What?
Motorcycle show?
No, it's like a big. They do music. They do like film festivals. They do music festivals. They do like art festivals and stuff. It's just out in Texas, and I think people from all over. And I could be, dude, I don't even know that much about it, but I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it kind of happens in Texas or near Austin.
Near Austin. That would
around
make
the
sense.
same time as when they do the MotoGP races. I mean, maybe that was just a one-year thing, but I heard it happens almost every year.
I would not know. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of Sturgis. That's what I'm thinking of.
Sturgis. That's that's another motorcycle thing.
Have you been to Sturgis?
No, I haven't.
Do you ever want to go, or is it kind of more of like an oldie?
It's kind of more like a Harley thing, and I've never had a Harley, and I'm not.
You're not a Harley guy.
I've never. I mean, I now I kind of want to get one, but no, dude, I was never really into them.
But you like sportier bikes too.
Yeah, I like bikes that have a really specific use case. So adventure bikes, I like the touring side of that. Sport bikes because they're fast as shit.
For real.
And then like dirt bikes and stuff.
Yeah.
And even like this bike has a better use case for me than like this bike I just bought.
Yeah.
This Kawasaki 110 has a better use case for me than Harley does. Like.
Really?
Yeah. What am I gonna do with the Harley? Like.
Yeah, that's true.
Cruise. Go up the canyon and cruise.
Drive places that are less comfortable than other bikes you could own.
Yeah. Well, it's like if I want to go I don't know. I'm not trying to go up the canyon and cruise. You know.
That's true. You don't want to cruise it. You like bombing hills though. Yeah. You like. Well, is it? You've been to Pikes Peak, right? You've raced down Pikes Peak. I have been to
Pikes Peak. I actually bought my Aprilia in Colorado and drove it over Pikes Peak. Didn't drive it, but it was in the back of a truck. So yeah, dude, I took my Aprilia up Pikes Peak.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I remember you've told me that's like one of your dreams is to like
dude.
Race down Pikes Peak.
Race up or down it, yeah.
Well,
and I probably will. It's me and Drake actually both have that goal of like going to Pikes Peak and hitting that. One of my favorite motorcycle racers, he raced for Ducati and he would always do the Pikes Peak he'd always do the Pikes Peak time trials on Ducati's newest hill climb bikes, and he actually used to ride a 1250s Multistrada, which is like the first Ducati I ever rode. My dad had one. I rode it when I was 16 in LA, and it was like the craziest bike I've ever ridden. So much power, and that was really good for those hill climbs. But his name's Carlin Dunn. He was one of the most legendary motorcycle riders, in my opinion. And Ducati just barely announced a new bike called the Ducati Street Fighter V4, and it was going to be their new like kind of clap back to the Aprilia Tuono. That bike had like 40 more horsepower than any other bike in its class.
Jeez.
And this dude like was ripping ass up this fucking mountain, dude, and he fell off the edge and died.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, such a bummer. But he was like on pace to beat every motorcycle record on that mountain, and unfortunately he died.
Sometimes 40 horsepower is just over the edge, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that bike it was a tuned bike too. Stock they come like 208.
Interesting. Yeah.
Stock they come like 208.
Yeah.
And he had a tuned Ducati.
So it's probably over like 300 or something.
Probably not that much, but
okay.
probably like
I'm completely spitballing here. I have no idea.
230, I'd guess.
Here's the thing: 230 though on a bike, is unheard of. Like 300 horsepower in a car is like pretty good for a light car. Yeah. 200 horsepower in a bike is like the equivalent of like 1,000 horsepower in a car.
Yeah. No, maybe more. Do you remember my my Subaru WRX?
Yes, I do.
That 270.
Yeah, and that thing was
fun.
Fast.
Yeah,
it was so
fast.
Fun.
It was sick.
Yeah.
So imagine that in something that literally is a fifth of the size.
Yeah.
And most of the weight is from you.
Yeah, exactly. You weigh half the weight of the bike.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Dude, we've lost a couple good ones, honestly. The past like 3 years. Carlin Dunn, the big one. Ken Block, rip.
So sad.
Ken Block, too.
I didn't realize he had died here in Utah.
Dude, yeah, snowmobiling. Like something super. It's always something like that, you know?
Yeah. Where like they're doing something crazy for their career and then like offshooting. They're just snowmobiling. Okay. Well, that's
I mean, snowmobiling. Well, I mean, Utah this year has been getting more snow than they've seen in 10 years, 20 years maybe. And
that's
so
true.
I think just the conditions were so intense, and you know, it's not something you see all the time. So you gotta be careful out there.
For sure, man.
Snowmobiling's sick though.
Well, dang, man. Thanks for giving me the rundown on bikes.
Yeah, dude. Anytime.
I do want to continue talking about that, but probably after the pod.
Yeah, we could talk about it anytime.
Yeah, dude. You became a closet designer, though, for a minute there.
Dude, I did. Yeah.
So you left Tefra, or Traverse. You went, I don't even remember where, and then left and did closet designing.
Dude, I took a hiatus from just working.
Oh, so it was Traverse, Gap, closet designing.
Traverse, Gap for a few months because it was a trickle out of Traverse. And then, and then I found this job selling closets, custom cabinetry. So we would do like offices, garages, closets was their main thing, and then we do like pantries and like built-ins and like living rooms and stuff. Just a bunch of odds and ends. But if you needed any like custom cabinetry, we were kind of like the number one company in Utah. As far as like, they're probably more budget friendly. It wasn't like custom. As far as like, people go a little bit harder in like their kitchens and stuff with like wood. But I mean, for the price, it was pretty good. But yeah, basically what I'd do is I'd go to people's houses on warm leads, and then I would just discuss like their ideas of what they were wanting to get built.
Yeah.
And then I had a CAD program that I used that I would like design whatever they were wanting, and then try to work the design with their budget, and then just sell it. So it was like my first entry level sales job. I wanted to do it not because I didn't really make any money doing it, but I wanted to learn about sales.
Yeah.
Because I think sales are important. So sales are important to make money. I think whether you're selling yourself, selling a business, selling an idea, selling anything. I think everyone should be kind of know a little bit about sales and how it works and stuff.
Yeah, at least dabble.
Yeah, at least dabble in it. So I wanted to dabble in it. And, it was all right. It was fun. I did that here in Utah for I think it was about a year. And then I moved to Virginia to go do it because my oldest brother, Christian, he's doing an internship in Virginia. He was working for a nonprofit called the Connected Foundation. And they helped kids who would otherwise not have like the means of like learning technology skills to have that. And they did a bunch of other stuff too, but pretty cool. So I went out there and I lived with him, got to learn a little bit more about the nonprofit, learned a little bit about NFTs, NFT communities. This one NFT community called Disco Solaris.
Okay.
It's on the Cardano blockchain. It's pretty cool. So I learned a little bit about that. That was kind of like my main focus, and then kind of closets were on the back burner.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, Virginia was crazy. I'd never been to the East Coast before.
So how so you learn more about NFTs. It's such a hard, weird thing for people to grasp what an NFT is. Yeah. Give me a little bit of a rundown.
Well, dude, it's crazy because I went and did that, and I thought I learned a lot, but dude, the community is always ever changing. Like it's so. It almost seems like if you don't know how to code, or if you're not like really connected with that side of technology, it's a little bit harder to like kind of understand. Yeah. But I mean, the people who do understand are the youth. Like kids that are younger than me can grasp the ideas. I feel like a lot easier because it just makes sense. For sure. They just are raised with technology, and then the people who are like developers and like who are actually in it. I went out there because I know that there's going to be a future in it. Yeah. So I wanted to learn about it, but yeah, I mean, I think they are building. And the only reason an NFT has value is the community behind it. So like, what kind of NFTs have you heard about?
So me personally, I dabbled in Top Shot for a minute, NBA Top Shot. Okay. I just wanted to see what it was like. Yeah. Maybe luck out or something. So those are kind of just like NFT basketball trading cards or whatever. You buy like highlights of things. So essentially, what I know about it is it's like a specific serialized asset on the internet that you can like buy and sell, and essentially like owning an item or something that has value in the real world, but it's digital. Yeah, it's like owning a specific sequence of pixels or information that you own on the internet and cannot be taken from you. Yeah, so the blockchain, from what I understand, things like Ethereum and Cardano and stuff like that, essentially they're just tracking these things. They're tracking they're marketplaces. They're marketplaces. So they're areas where you can go find. I mean, it's basically like a marketplace, so you can do trading. It's kind of like a universal currency that
that people are going to do business. So if you think about it like a business marketplace, like you think about KSL, not only is it KSL, but it's KSL bucks too. Like, imagine I have to go buy this dirt bike instead of like, I'm just going to go buy this dirt bike. I bought this dirt bike with cash, right?
Yeah.
I used the US dollar. It's like, oh, I found this thing on Cardano, which is like an NFT that I think is super cool, and it's an asset, like it's going up in value because the community around it is building more tools that are attracting more people, and people are like they're making games, they're making music videos, they're getting like they're making shit. They're just doing stuff that people like and is cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna buy one of their assets, which is like basically a character or a like an entity within that community, so I can also take place in that marketplace.
For sure.
So some of them, they work differently. The one I was into, Disco Solaris, you had a piece of ownership in it by buying one of their NFTs. And once you buy one of their NFTs, it kind of opens you up to be in that marketplace and to be in that space of business.
Yeah.
And to bring in your own ideas, bring in your own lore. You can make up your own stories with your character, kind of do your own things.
Oh, it's like you're buying an intellectual property almost.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Basically, and you can make things out of your property.
Yeah.
You can make stories. You can make merchandise because you own the rights to all the stuff in it. So it's pretty cool stuff.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean that's
so complicated.
That's my small knowledge of NFTs.
You still know probably 90% more than any other person. Any other average person knows.
Yeah,
still.
I might know more than the average, but it's a hole that you kind of have to go down into and like really think about. And the other thing is like I've never been like a big tech guy. Like I've never been super into technology. Yeah, granted, like if I have time to go do stuff, I go on my dirt bike rather than like go look at NFTs.
That makes
that
sense.
I could trade, you know.
You're definitely more of a live in the real world type of person.
Yeah,
you've always been that way though.
Yeah, and that's kind of like one of the things that I know that there's going to be money and things to do within that space, and I think that's all awesome and well for the people in that, and I kind of want to monitor that, but at the same time, I'm not trying to spend all my time like monitoring. Like it's almost like trading, like day trading. It's like, dude, you have to be like so into the scene. It's because it's like an art scene, basically.
Yeah, you got to be really involved.
You have to be like way into the art scene, and if you're not super into it, then it's not that fun, right?
Yeah.
But like, I could go trade an NFT, or I could go trade a dirt bike. Like I could go buy a dirt bike and hold on to it, maybe flip it, or
that's true.
Sell it for the same amount.
Sometimes that happens, especially with an asset like a dirt bike.
Yeah.
But hey, you normally buy like pretty sought after bikes.
Yeah, I try to. I try to buy bikes that I will hold their value or increase in value.
That makes sense.
All my bikes have held value.
You're a smart man, you know that?
Oh, thank
I've always thought about this.
Appreciate that.
Thank
you, Carter. You're going to make me have a boner.
As you do.
To this podcast?
She's listened to a couple episodes, but
sorry, Mom.
But
does your mom remember me? You think?
Yeah, she totally does.
Oh, did you think she remembers me from second grade or no?
No, probably not.
I remember your mom walking you into the museum on my
second birthday.
Yeah, well, my second grade birthday. However old you are then.
8 or 9 or something like that.
Something like that. I mean, I was young. It was like right when I moved here.
Yeah,
I invited Carter to my second grade birthday party at the museum.
It was a good time.
We balled out, dude.
It was a good time.
We had a good time.
It was great.
Do you remember making those fossils?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you got to keep one?
Through the little dinosaur in the putty egg.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. Do you remember when they were like putting that slime in the water?
Yeah.
And it like crystallized?
Yeah.
And we could play with it after?
That's good stuff, man.
That shit blew my mind. Yeah.
What a good thing for young boys and girls to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. What are kids doing these days?
I don't know. They're probably on iPads or something nowadays.
iPads. Dude, you going to give your kid an iPad?
We're going to probably avoid it. But at the same time, like, we might have one for, like, road trips or something. But then just, like, only take it out for road trips.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a mess. It's something you got, like, you almost can avoid, but you also can't. You know what I mean?
Well, it's almost becoming like if you're not, like, if your kid doesn't have an iPad, is he going to be the weird kid?
Yeah, exactly. Is he going to be the weirdo?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Do you remember, like, those kids, like, in high school? Like, oh, yeah, your parent, like, my mom won't let me give me a phone until I'm 18.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, what the fuck? And then they miss out on a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Didn't have Instagram until they were 24.
Yeah, who are they?
Yeah.
Who are they even?
We didn't even actually know those kids.
When did you get Instagram? How old were you when you
I
got
would have probably been
Instagram?
in middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah. I would have been.
I think I was
12,
in middle
13.
school too.
It was a thing.
Dude, and like it was. I remember getting it and being like, "This is stupid," but I should just do this because this is what
This is
the
the
girls
future.
that I think are cool are doing.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And it was we were in the same friend group.
Yeah,
And
we
it was
were.
like the girls who were like, "Oh, have you been on Instagram?" And I'm like, "What the hell is Instagram?"
Yeah. You're
And I
like, "What?"
remember Liz Evanson explaining to me what Instagram was.
Really?
Oh yeah, in like
Interesting. Like 2012?
2012, yeah. It would have been like 2011, 2012.
That's so nuts, man.
Explaining it to me. And
Being
being
like, "Check it
and
out."
I'd be like, "What is that?" And then I got it because I was like, "Oh, they're cool."
Now I'm curious. I'm going to go back and see when my first post was.
Oh, do it.
Because it would have been. I may have
I
deleted
my
some
first
since.
stuff. Yeah, no, I can't.
I don't
keep
think
that
I've
shit on
deleted
there.
many, though.
It's now like a social. It's like a social currency.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Like
Knowing
a social credit score. Your Instagram.
That's true.
How's your Instagram looking?
September 6th, 2012 was my first one. It was a picture of Logan's shirt. He had a bear that said free hugs at the time.
Dude, I remember that shirt.
Yeah. That's a good shirt.
Holy wow.
That's totally a guy in a
2012.
bear suit. Didn't think about that until just now.
No, it's a guy in a bear suit.
For sure. Not even a
Let
question.
me see,
Look at it.
ladies and gentlemen.
For anybody, get on Instagram, look at my first post, and you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah. September 6th. One comment. Who commented?
Who was it?
It's you.
I commented?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Logan Wilson's shirt. Hurd told Matt to give him credit. Ha ha ha! Exclamation point.
Oh, he told me to give him credit. That's probably what it was.
Yeah. Oh.
That's probably why I commented, because he wanted credit. Logan, that rat bastard. He's getting married.
Dude, I know. Isn't that insane?
Yeah, I've only ever talked to her twice.
In June, right?
Something like
or
that.
something like
Yeah.
that. Isn't his birthday in June?
Yeah, June 9th.
June. His birthday's June 9th?
Yeah. Is he getting married on June 9th?
Drake's getting married on June 9th.
Drake's getting married on June 9th?
Pretty damn sure.
Really?
Yeah.
In Italy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
What a bastie.
Yeah, what a rat bastard.
Love Drake, though. Go check out his episode 3.
What did you and Drake talk about?
Unedited episodes. It's we talked about some interesting things. We talked about
I guess we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, a little bit.
I want to get into it on the pod.
We talked a lot about Charbo. I wanted to know more about what that was.
What's Charbo?
That's his outdoor gear brand.
Oh yeah,
his brand.
Yeah, I know what that is.
We talked about his table when he made his table.
Yeah.
Little
He's
bit
been
about
making some
crypto.
cool stuff.
Yeah, he's been making some sweet stuff. Did you see his dog vest
Yeah,
thing
his
today?
dog vest that he made today. Yeah,
That thing is awesome.
Yeah, or yesterday, I can't remember.
Yeah, one of
No,
the
he was
two
telling me
days.
about it. It's super cool. Yeah.
I'm really stoked for that product. Like he's
prototyping some cool stuff. He's gonna
It's-
come out with some amazing products.
yeah,
for
man.
Sure.
His overalls, his work overalls or whatever. They
Oh
made,
yeah,
those
and
were sweet.
He was working with a company who was they built tents and they
yeah.
he was using like offcuts and
Like spring
and,
bar
like,
tents and
yeah,
stuff.
extra stuff to make some pretty cool clothing. I remember he would wear it, and everywhere we went, people were like, "Yo, dude, that shit's so cool."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, might be coming to the store soon."
He's got a lot of potential in that.
Oh
field.
yeah, no,
Like, that's
he's got
built
mad
for him.
potential. Yeah,
He
he's got
knows-
mad potential.
Mad potential,
Yeah,
bro.
he could do anything. We could all do anything.
Yeah, that's true. I'm doing this podcast.
Dude, this podcast is sick. I give you mad respect for
Thank you.
hopping on the podcast.
I feel like this is my calling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to be doing this.
You're good at
So-
it.
Well, you were a closet designer for a minute. You moved away from that, but you were in the East Coast. You were on the East Coast for a while. What do
Mhm.
I need to know about Virginia
Dude.
and like what to do? Like, I can't even come up with words right now. I'm so stoked about it. I'm going to Virginia on vacation. What do I got to do?
No.
What are my things?
Dude, honestly, so I lived there and I never went to DC. I never went.
How close
I mean,
were you to DC?
Like 2 hours with traffic,
Okay.
depending on traffic.
You're not a big city guy though.
No, I'm not, and I'm not a big government guy. I'll tell you that right now. Not a big government guy, and I was not about to go into the devil's house.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, I kind of went around it. I went to the aerospace museum.
Oh,
It was
interesting.
really, really cool. I got to see like all the space shuttle, a bunch of rockets, missiles, planes, all that stuff. The SR-72 Blackbird was super cool.
Well, and you're trying to be a pilot, right? So you were.
Yeah, I graduated at UVU with associates in aviation.
There you go.
Yeah, I love planes. My grandpa worked for Boeing. He worked on, don't know what he worked on. It's
projects.
Yeah, he worked on some projects with Boeing. But yeah, super cool. Yeah,
so I imagine that was kind of,
yeah,
you were stoked to go to the aerospace thing because of the fact that you were kind of dabbling in that field as it is.
Well, for me, like the reason I started getting into like the idea of aviation, was my grandpa worked at Boeing for a really long time, and it was always kind of mysterious. Like he never talked about work. No one really knew what he did. He has all these awards from working on the Apollo missions. Never talked about it.
Really?
Yeah. And
is he still around?
No, he passed away when I was young, when I was like 6. So
dang,
I never really got to know him that well.
You would have found out a lot of cool stories, I imagine.
I don't think so, actually. I think he was pretty tight-lipped because my uncle, his son, my dad's brother, also works at Boeing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you can't find out very much.
He will not
there's
tell
a lot
us
of government
shit.
contracts.
No, he won't tell us anything.
Lock and key.
Yeah, no, Uncle Kyle's pretty secretive about what he does.
Kyle,
yeah,
spill
who
the beans,
knows?
please.
Dude, spill the beans. Come on, come forward. Unoriginal. It's funny. Boeing loves hiring Mormons.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder why that is.
Oh, I know why it is. Because they won't tell. They
yeah.
know how to keep a secret.
That's true. That makes sense.
No, they're really good at it.
The FBI also hires a lot of Mormons.
Yeah, they do, and the CIA.
And the CIA. Yeah.
No, it's a big thing. There's actually the Eyring Institute of Research and Technology in northern Salt Lake. It's a cherry picking area. Yeah, for
really?
Government. Yeah, they just that's where they go to find their
government gets its grubby little hands
you get
on
mechanical engineers, nuclear engineers, a bunch of engineers that are just working on crazy stuff, and the government comes in and is like, "You guys want to come work with us?" And they go, "Yes, sir."
Sir,
and
yes, sir.
Go make a ton of money. Yeah.
Dang, that's super interesting.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Dang, man. So the Aerospace Museum is something I got to go see.
Something you got to go see. I was living in Richmond, which was the first capital of the nation of America. It's really, really cool, dude.
It's currently the capital of Virginia.
It is.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's the capital of Virginia because DC's got its own weird thing going on.
Yeah, now that it's own
dude, Richmond's super cool. They're I've never seen culture, black culture before. I've grown up in Utah my whole life. I was born in California, but I moved here when I was young.
Palmdale. Shouts out to Palmdale, California.
Shouts out to Palmdale, California. Afro man.
It's pretty
awful. If you like dirt biking in the desert, it's awesome.
Oh yeah. Palmdale has its place.
Yeah,
let's say that.
It's got its time and place. But yeah, dude, I like being exposed to black culture. Something I've never really been around, so that was really cool. I mean, I met a ton of really cool people, a lot of cool artists, dudes making cool stuff. My buddy Laszlo making cool leather. My buddy Mark, he's freaking really good welder. He's an artist. He's actually in New York now. But I mean, all around, I mean, Virginia has a bunch of cool history that I literally have never even been exposed to before going out there. Just the whole state of the Confederacy. The Confederacy was the biggest. The Confederacy and the Union. The Confederacy should have won. By a long shot. They were the biggest. They had the most money. They had the most resources.
Statistically, they
should have won.
Not that you wanted them to win. Yeah.
Yeah, not that I wanted them to win, but
just wanted to clarify that.
Well, also the winners change history. So
yeah, that is true. They do get to do that.
Yeah. It's crazy though. Going down there, there's a museum called the VMFA that I lived 2 blocks away from, and I don't know if you know about the art scene. There's a bunch of tax, write-offs for a bunch of really rich people. They can buy art, donate it. So that was, there's old money there in Richmond, Virginia. So there's a lot of that going on in that museum. And there was, I don't know if you know about the Mellon family.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Mellon
family. They've been in government. They've been in big old money for a long time. But a lot of Christopher Mellon, he's in the CIA, and he's working on all those UFO projects.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's on the up and up with releasing some of that stuff. But he's been in the government for a long time. But his father or grandfather, I don't know who, Paul Mellon, like donated a ton of money to build a wing of this VMFA museum, and you go in there and there's like jewelry and like paintings and like all this shit from all over the world, like millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of shit. And it's just like donated. He's like not even donated, he's like letting the museum borrow it for like an extended period of time.
Yeah, yeah.
And he just gets to like write all that money off, and
That's
he just owns
so
it.
crazy.
And like, dude, like the like crown jewels, like I can't even explain to you the like. Imagine like a crystal obelisk, but like, almost covered in gold, with like, diamonds embedded in the gold, and then having like all these weird geometrical shapes. It almost looks something. It almost looked like something out of like an Egyptian history. Like I don't know, dude. Like an artifact.
Yeah, like something
and there's like
found
hundreds
somewhere.
of them in there. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Dude, yes.
Can we go?
We can go. I would
go.
go back, dude. And there's like 45 Picassos in this place.
What?
Yeah, I'm just walking around Picasso.
Is this the same melon of like Carnegie Mellon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That family.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. And there's like a bust of him there. He's like standing there in front of like one of the paintings. Yeah. And there's like a bust of him. There's like photos of him.
Yeah.
All over the place. He's like a big deal. And that's like only one of the dudes that's there. And there's like a bunch of other families that have like also got on this.
So these are like the billionaires that
these
pay
are the
to
guys
not
that
be on the richest man list.
These are the guys that ditched they ditched Ulysses S. Grant and took the money. That's what they did. They're like,
Okay,
we're not really down for the slavery thing either, and took the money and built the bought everything, and
they took advantage of the opportunity. And,
100%. Yeah. No.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's really
but
interesting.
I mean, Virginia is it's a government state. It's
Really?
quite literally a government state. Yeah.
How many people would you say that live in Virginia work for the U.S. government?
85%.
Are you serious?
I'm not even kidding.
Oh my god!
Like literally 85%. They either work for like the public service, like they were like worked in the jails. They worked in like the juvenile detention centers. They work for the banks. Like, but the banks are owned by the state of Virginia.
Yeah.
They work for the Virginia Lottery. They work for like all the different government bureaus that are there. Like all of them are based there. Like the DMV like department for the whole entire country was in Richmond, like down the street.
Oh my
Like when I went to the DMV, I went to like the DMV.
The
bro.
DMV. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what you're telling me is that all of our federal tax dollars are going to support Virginia?
You do kind of, yeah, bro. Dude, Virginia has its own Virginia Federal Reserve.
Are
like
you
they
serious?
have their own like Virginia State Reserve, and it's like a massive building. It's 40 stories tall.
No
and
way.
it's deeper than it is tall. It goes down
What?
like 50 or 60 stories, and it's like where Virginia keeps all of its money.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and there's like all this other weird shit that goes on. I mean, Virginia, like that part of Virginia, like Richmond, is like one of the oldest parts of the country.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, things have been going on there for literally like 200 years.
Yeah. Or
and
more.
and like on my street, my house, the house that I was living in was built in 1908.
Yeah.
It's like over 100 years old.
Oh yeah.
I'd go outside on the street that I lived on. I'd walk up and down the street, and there's like gas lamps.
No
Like
way.
lit
Like
up.
still?
Yeah, like gas lamps lit up. Like there's artifacts from like history that I'm like, wait, why don't we still do this? Like,
yeah.
it's so interesting. Richmond, Virginia. This is like a lot of the stuff I learned from like the guys that I met out there. Because
This is why we needed Jamie.
Yeah,
first of all.
dude.
Yeah.
So we could fact check all this shit.
Yeah.
Give us more information.
I'm
about
not saying
this
to
shit.
fact check it, but necessarily but to look up some.
Yeah,
of the
to look
cool
up some of this stuff. Virginia was the first city in America to have electric trams, like or electric trolleys.
No way.
Yeah.
In
So
Richmond?
they were like an electrified city. They were the first electrified city in America.
No way.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's kinda
it was the
cool.
capital of the nation. Like it was like not DC was the capital. It was Richmond, Virginia.
Interesting.
Yeah, like the capital of the Confederacy was in Richmond. I went to there's a cemetery there that has like 5 dead U.S. presidents.
No way.
All the founding fathers were from Virginia, all of them.
Yeah.
I went to like plantations that like George Washington lived on. I mean, Ben Franklin, like all these dudes.
So a
Thomas
lot of
Sowell.
what to do in Virginia sounds like you're going through history. You're
Yeah.
traveling back through
Oh,
US
you're
history.
going back in time, bro.
That's interesting.
Yeah. No, it's
Dang.
super cool. And then Charlottesville that has like Monticello and like all the or Monticello. I don't know how to fucking say it.
We say it differently here in Utah for sure, so I don't even know anymore.
I'm not from there.
Dang, that's super crazy.
Yeah,
man.
there's plantations all over the place.
And they still have slave. No, I'm just kidding.
And there's just slaves out there all day long.
It's such oh man, we're kidding, everybody.
Yeah,
We're
no,
kidding.
There's no more slaves.
Yeah, not in the United States at least.
I mean, yeah.
Can't say the same for China.
No.
That's something else we can get into.
The slaves in America just don't know they're slaves.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're slaves
They
to our
just
9 to
get
5.
they just get paid minimum wage. Wink, wink.
Exactly.
They're not slaves. They get paid
Not at all.
$7.25 an hour. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
It's federally mandated.
They can go do whatever they want.
Exactly. We have our freedom.
Yeah, they can go do whatever they want within their $7.25 an hour means.
It's bad, man. It's real bad.
Yeah.
Dang, man. Well, that's good to know. I'm glad we learned more about Virginia.
Yeah, dude, it's really cool. I'd recommend it.
Let's go. Let's take a trip sometime. Show me
Dude,
around.
I'd be down.
I want to.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Beautiful.
Last thing I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
I saw you went on a little winter. Can't tell if it was a camp out. You stayed in someone's cabin or something like that. You recently have been spending a lot of time in the snow.
Dude, I have been. I love the snow.
What are your
Love the cold.
plans? What have you done so far this winter? And what are your plans for the rest of this winter?
Well,
To stay active, stay out.
yeah. I mean, in the winter, I ride the motorcycles in the summer, and then in the winter, I ski, and I just started skiing. So
You were snowboarding before that, though.
I snowboarded since I was 8. Last season, I switched and I bought skis.
Okay. Why'd you switch?
Just kind of change it up. I kind of was getting bored with snowboarding. I got hurt a lot snowboarding, and I was just kind of getting sick of it overall. And so I wanted to change it up, and I want to try something new. So I got some skis, and I thought it'd be a little bit more fun because I want to get into touring and go like backcountry skiing and stuff. And so I mean, you can still backcountry. You can go in the backcountry and tour like with a split board and snowboard.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to learn how to ski, so I changed it up last year, and I've been skiing this year. But the trips that you're referring to was one of them. I went to Lava Hot Springs.
Dude, I'm going not this weekend, but next weekend.
Oh hell yeah, dude! It's so fun.
You have to let me know on what we should do while we're up there. It's
Oh,
only
dude.
one day. We're going one day.
you could just soak.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what. If you got one day, I would just soak. I mean, there's not like a ton to do. I mean, there's that main town. There's a cool bar there. You can go to the bar.
We were probably going to go dabble some more, but we just it was a last minute thing. We
Mhm.
literally decided 2 days ago.
Yeah, we'll go. That's why Lava's perfect. It's
Or
2 hours
yesterday.
away. I mean, there's days I've gone to Lava. I had no idea I was going until like I went. You know, but that's why Lava's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I went to Lava, and then I just barely went to Lake Tahoe to go skiing, which is super fun.
How was Tahoe?
Dude, it was so awesome.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So the first day we got there, I mean, I drove literally all night after I got off work at 7 or 6, and we got on the road at like 8:30.
Yeah.
Got there at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Jeez.
Slept for 3 hours. Woke up, went skiing, got a half day in, and then came home, went to bed super early. Tried to go again on Saturday, and we were 8 miles away from the resort that we were going to, and it was a 2-hour drive.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so we said fuck that, and we went to this other lake, not Lake Tahoe, another
A
lake,
different lake.
a different lake.
Lake Minor Tahoe.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
we drove around it. The road ended because there was no plow service. We kept going on the road and just like took our skis, and there was like along this road. I mean, it was just like there's a little path that people have been walking to because you can walk down to the water, but it's basically just a road that hasn't been plowed.
Yeah.
And then on the right side of the road, there's like all these cliffs and trees and stuff. So we would just hike up with our skis and snowboards into the trees, and then like hit these features like these cliffs, these trees, and all this other stuff. So we had a really good time. It was a ton of fun. It was just a quick weekender trip, but
It looked fun. You guys were playing around a bunch.
yeah, dude, we had a good time. It was me, Dryden, Ellie, Dryden's little sister, and then a bunch of her friends.
Oh, that makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Dang, man. Dryden's a good dude. I wanna
Dude,
get him on
he
the
is a
podcast.
good dude. Yeah, you should get Dryden on the podcast.
I'll
Yeah, it'd
text
be
him tonight
fun
or something, see
to
what he's doing.
see what you guys talk about. I'd listen to that podcast for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a good.
It's
one.
funny because I don't talk to Dryden a whole lot.
That's why it'd be awesome.
And that's why I think it would be pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
no, it would be. It'd be super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dryden's a fun guy to talk to. He's got some good ideas.
Man, I like Dryden a lot. He's always been like a good friend.
Yeah, dude.
So,
No. Yeah, he's
Good old Flippy D.
good old Flippy D, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What a good guy.
He's so funny.
Do you have any other winter activities planned? You going on any campouts? You do anything like that?
I do not right now, honestly.
Really?
I don't. No,
You're a very spur of the moment person, though.
Yeah.
Like you'll drop everything and go.
Yeah, I kind of just I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I just bought this bike, so I really want to go ride it.
That's
so
true.
I think this weekend I might be going down to St. George, and if I ever go to St. George, I want to go climb too. So I'll probably take some crash pads, go bouldering, and then go ride the bikes with the boys.
Where do you normally go climbing when you're out there?
I go to it's called Moe's Valley.
Okay.
It's a bouldering area out there in St. George. It's got amazing sandstone. Depending on the season, if it's raining, like sometimes in winter, if you go and it's been raining a lot, it's not recommended you climb on those holds.
Not as good.
It's just
you said it's sandstone.
it's sandstone.
Yeah, that
so
makes sense.
When
why
it's
you
wet,
wouldn't
it can
want-
become brittle, and people have climbed after the rock hasn't dried out, and it'll break the rock. So
Yeah.
you don't want to make any whole climbs harder than they have to be, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to ruin the landscape.
No, not at all. So that's kind of what I'm planning. That's like my next trip I have planned. But I also just want to go on another ski trip. So I might be going like Jackson Hole.
Oh, that'll be fun.
For my birthday, which is in 2 weeks from today.
It's coming up.
Less than 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
2 weeks from yesterday. So coming up.
Dude, I'm so sorry. I spit off Logan's birthday off the top of my head. Your birthday's February 6th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
7th.
Dude.
That's really close. You got good memory.
I knew that it was like right in there.
Yeah.
But dude, there's sometimes I just cannot remember for the life of me people's birthdays.
I cannot remember I think it's in October.
It is in October.
October 23rd.
That was really close too.
Fuck, what is it?
21st.
Dang it.
Yeah. That's tough though.
Whose is the 23rd? Dryden's is the 25th, right?
I think Dryden's is it earlier or sooner?
No, it's something later.
Isn't Sawyer's birthday the same as mine though? Me and Allerton have the same birthday.
Sawyer. I think his.
No, it's Adam. Me and Adam have the same birthday.
I don't know when Sawyer's birthday is.
Yeah. No, me and Adam Jensen have the same birthday. Good time, man.
Dude, good
Hey,
times.
thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It's been awesome. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I knew that this was going to be a good conversation.
Yeah, it was good catching up with you. I mean, just good a little bit of conversation going. I've never had someone just like ask me how my life is.
Yeah,
It's
Colby
really
said
nice.
the same thing. Colby was like, I've never talked this much. He's like, the last 2 times I've talked this much were when I was on the Adderall. I was like, that's about right. So.
Oh, that's hilarious. Sounds about right, though.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
cool.
thanks for coming on.
Of
We'll have
course.
to do this again sometime.
Yeah, thank you.
And thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah. See you, listeners.